check out the setup. So what we got is we got the delysal, and it's going through the effects loop. So with the effects loop of this thing, I can go into an attenuator. So that means I can kind of push these amps, being in the house today. And I got my little line selector, so that's going to each one of the amps. There. And I just hook up into one guitar. So this is a Charvel DK2T. All right, what is up, dudes? So we got a cool situation here. We got the Peavey 6505 that I converted, that was a 112. So this is supposed to mimic the same thing as the big boy 6505 Plus. And then I got a 6262 Bugera amp. Now, I will tell you, I did mod this guy to have a basically a negative feedback switch or pot on the back end. So I have that turned all the way up, so what that does, it makes it sound huge. Makes it sound like it's the depth knob is all the way up. So we're gonna test these out, see what they sound like. See if they sound the same or maybe they're different. And we'll see if we can get, you know, the same kind of sound and evolve them. And for this video, I'm not gonna make it too long. We're gonna do a lot of messing with the lead channel. I'm not even gonna mess with the crunch or the clean because nobody is picking up these amps for the cleans or the crunch. They're going for straight up lead. Let's do it. All right, so I got my Jackson. It's got EMG HZs, which are pretty good pickups actually. Very articulate. I like these passive ones because you can, you know, put a little more gain into it from your amp and get more characteristics of the amp itself. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this, all right? So here's the top one here. It's cool as I got a little kill switch on this so I can just kill the sound too. And I forgot my lavalier, so if the speech is kind of weird sounding, it's because it's going through my phone, which I will have to edit in there. So, pretty cool sound, right? I pretty much got this, the high at 6, the mids at 3, and low pretty much all the way up to 9. And then I got the gain up to 6. So kind of quacky. I think this is the best way to put it for this amp. Which, okay, let's go ahead and add some mids to it, which would probably make it more quacky. Let's see what it sounds like. That sounds a little better, actually. It's mids all the way scooped. Which is almost like Mesa sounding, to tell you the truth. And mids halfway. And mids all the way up. It didn't really change that much from there. Definitely got some low end in there for sure. Let's actually add some highs to that. So just to go over it as well, The presence over here is at 7, and as we know, for 6505s, it doesn't kick in until like 8 or something like that. But the resonance is all the way up. So let's go ahead and bring in, I already brought up the highs, so let's bring up the present. So, it's hard to say because I haven't gone to the other ones yet. So, let's go ahead and see what the main big boy sounds like. And that's on the second one here. So we're on that now. So, without touching anything, let's see what that sounds like. That sounds like a 6505. You know, in the room, I have to say, these speakers, it's a Randall 2x12, but I put in, was it tube tone? I'll have to look up what that ToneWorks. ToneWorks speakers in there. Got it from a speaker cab that I picked up, and I thought these sound pretty cool. But they sound a little quacky with this setup here. Maybe at the end of the video, I'll take my 112 that I have back behind here and use the V30 and just kind of go through them really quick. All right, 6505 plus again. It sounds like there's a good bit of presence going on there. Let's see if we can cut that back a little bit to where it doesn't matter anymore. As far as the feel, it really does sound or feel good under the hands, for sure. There's just like a responsiveness to it. We heard that. I'm not going to mess with that too much. Let's go ahead and go over to the Bugera, which I think I pretty much matched it. Let's just see what it sounds like. Here's the Bugera. Huh. That sounds a little more pleasant to the ears. The Bugera, the 6262, known for their reliability. Or, you know, this is the older version. And this was actually a 212 too that I converted into a head as well. This was the 112, but it's like as big as like a 212, as you can see. And then we got the Bugera, which was a 212. Had some crappy speakers in it. But it sounds great, man. I've loved this amp. Now, would I go out and tour with it? I don't think so. I might use it as a backup. Like if I was going to use my 6505, I would definitely use it as a backup for sure. But I mean, listen to how thick that sounds, man. Now the 6505 Plus is definitely known for its tight, punchy tone. So the Bugera, I put the negative feedback mod and put the pot on the back, and I turn it all the way up because I want it to sound beefy. But man, that's what it sounds like. It's awesome. 112. So, with that quick comparison, this one's very different. This 112 one, it's not bad. It's just like set up differently. And when I first heard it, one of my buddies came over and we jammed on it. He had brought his 112 65.5, and I needed to have one ever since then. Mike, thanks for that. Now I have this and the stack. But I went ahead and did the Tolex on this. And it turned out great, I think. And it sounds cool too. And this thing is loud as hell. I think it's 60 watts. So it's half of, you know, that guy. 606, 606, 606. I mean, it's a flavor, you know. It's, is it a 6505, and can you call it one of the lineage amps of that, you know, EVH and stuff? I don't know. This one sounds like you have to pair it with the right set of speakers to get it to really shine. I didn't particularly care what the speakers sound like with this. Now, I've already tested it with the headphones just to make sure everything sounded okay with the mics. But out here in the room, I like the Bugera the best. I mean, shoot me, but it sounds awesome. This is a different flavor. And 65.5, this guy. And Bugera. Again. And the 65.5 112. This one definitely sounds a lot quackier. Let's see if we can, let's bring the mids back out again and then compare them again. See, that sounds more like it. Okay, 65.5. It just doesn't have enough top end there. We're back here again. That's all the way up. Highest, let's bring that all the way up. Like that. And 65.5. Yeah, I couldn't even say that it's even the same family, to tell you the truth. It's still an awesome sounding amp. But if you get this, you're not going to get this. That's what I can say. But if you get this, you can get this. I can tell you that. Here's the Bugera. I mean, that sounds brutal. I definitely suggest doing the mod for the negative feedback on it. more riffs on these just to show you guys. And you know what? I'll tell you what, I'll do one more thing. We'll put everything at noon. EQ at noon. This one's pretty much at noon, except for the bass. Alright, so now, and then you can hear the difference with everything at noon, right? So here's the 112. Alright, here's a 65.5. Alright, and here's the Bugera. Okay, there we go. What I'm gonna do now is talk a little bit about that, right? This still sounded quacky. This sounded like it fit in the mix pretty well, and this one's really close, just a little darker sounding. I do think the Bugera has a little more range in the high, the top end. This one, it just sounds fizzy-er. This one's like a more tuned to the mix. Bugera is, and the Peavey 6505 fanboys are probably hating this. I get it. You're right. This thing is super reliable. I would take this anywhere. I don't think I'd have any issues with this thing. You know, besides doing regular tube maintenance and all that stuff. Bugera, I don't know. I just wouldn't trust playing a show with something like this, but it does sound freaking awesome. Go to practice or something with it, if you don't want to wear out your 65.5. I don't know. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my V30, and then we'll do this really quickly with the amp selector again. Okay, let's give it a shot. Alright, now we're back, and I had to sacrifice one of my camera angles just to show you guys that. So that's my 112 with the V30 in it at 8 ohms. So I had to change the ohms on this. This was at 4 ohms. But let's go ahead and go through this. Here's a 6505 112. Just had to make sure I wasn't clipping. Alright, so remember, the EQ's all at noon for everything. So here's the 65. Yeah, that sounds way better now. Definitely tamed that really high-end brittle sound. Alright, now the Bugera. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I mean, back to the 112. Alright, 65.5. And Bugera. Something like that, right? I mean, that Bugera is sitting pretty nice there, right on the 12 o'clock for everything. I like it. 65.5 again. And the 112. Alright, tell you what, we're going to go ahead and tailor this EQ to the way I like it, and then we'll call it. Bring back the mids, bring up the lows. Okay, now let's bring up the present. It's gotta be all the way. Okay, that's a workable tone. I like that. Alright, now let's go over to 65.5, work with that. Let's bring up the mids, of course, bring back the mid, or bring up the low. Bring back the mids and bring up the high just a little bit. Yeah. And let's go ahead and bring up some of the, well, there's the resonance, and let's bring up some of the presence. There we go. I like that. That sounds awesome. That's my tone right there. And I'll even do one more for you guys where I do 666, which everybody loves on this thing too. So 6, 6, 6, there we go. This is what that sounds like. I mean, that sounds pretty good too. That sounds awesome too. Let's go to Bugera. Now this one sounds a little dark. Alright, here it is. Yeah. Hey, is anyone else excited for Old Man Child coming back? Hit in the comments and let me know that you guys are an Old Man Child fan, because that is definitely, Dollar is definitely my favorite songwriter. I think he's phenomenal. Anything he touches turns to gold, I think. Anyways, let me know in the comments if you guys love Old Man's Child too. So, there we go. Which one do you guys like? I mean, it's pretty tough now, huh? I mean, I'm using this amp selector and using the same speaker, you know, besides me switching between the two towards the end of the video. Which one do you like better? I've given the V30 and I've given a different speaker to it too, so you guys can have a reference point. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. And remember, please like and subscribe to this channel, because I want to do a lot more of this stuff. I'm going to anyways, but I would love to have the support from the community to keep on doing this stuff. Anyways, DMD out.